Can you guys hear me? Bonjour, ça va? That's about the French I know, so apologies. Thank you all for coming out today. My name is Jimi Daodu. I'm the founder, CEO of Vault Hill, where we're building a human-centric metaverse. I've talked to a couple of people today, and I've explained what we mean by that, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about, is the buzz around NFTs justified, question mark, and how to break into a congested market with innovative NFT utilities. Just before I introduce myself, quick question across. Who has a crypto wallet here? Hands up, please. Ooh, well, nice, okay, nice. Who has an NFT? Okay. So I might be preaching to the choir with some of the stuff I'm gonna say, but bear with me. Let me just talk about myself. So my name is Jimi. I was born in Nigeria. I'm British. Professionally, I have a first degree in computer science, a master's in advanced computing, and I'm just finishing up an MBA at the University of Warwick, so I still have a student's card. I'm married, I have 2 kids, and I still get 10% off ASOS as well when I shop. So, you know, perks of still being a student. We started Vault Hill about 10 months ago, and we've achieved quite a significant feat till date. We've gone from a team of 3 to 26, and we've been successful enough to raise about $3.1 million through our token sale in January. So, you know, good things we've been doing at Vault Hill. I'll move on to the next one, why we're here. NFTs, for some of you that don't know, I'll explain what it means real quick. It's a digital asset that represents real-world objects. So, for example, you know, the shirt I'm wearing, I could digitize it, I could print it on the marketplace and sell it to you as an NFT. Again, we talk about value when we talk about NFTs. So just like how you go to the Louvre and you see a picture of Mona Lisa, you know, or an art anywhere, you know, why do we associate X amount of value of dollars to art? You know, it's all behind the beholder, it's all behind how it's built, and it's all behind how people value it. But coming back to NFTs, they're all digital. They're all minted on the blockchain. You know, various blockchains have various standards. So usually a lot of NFTs are minted on the standard of Ethereum, which is ERC-721 or ERC-1155, for those of you that don't know. Now, when we talk about NFTs, I think it's good to understand the basic, and let's educate ourselves around what is fungible and what is non-fungible, because you're like, oh, I have a shirt, I'm going to sell it. What do you mean by an NFT? So this gives you an illustrative example. If I have 1 Bitcoin and I give you 1 Bitcoin, it's fungible. If I have a Michael Jordan basketball card and I exchange that for, I can't remember his name, another baseball card, that is non-fungible because it's not the same value. It's not the same utility behind it. So basically, this is how you associate a fungible token, such as Bitcoin, gold, the dollar, to non-fungible tokens, which are NFTs. And coming back to some industry stats. So a lot of us here that know about NFTs have seen this, right? This is an art by Beeple. Every day is the first 5,000 days. Sold last year, December, for $69 million. Again, I talked about value at the start, and someone somewhere has paid that amount of money for this image and painting, right? So it's a number of things. The work the artist has done, which is Beeple, the purchasing power of the person buying the NFT, and the utility behind it. The next is CryptoPunk, which is one of the famous NFTs that are going on right now. This particular one is the most expensive. It went for $60 million last month. Again, utility, value, purchasing power. And the last was Jack Dorsey's first tweet, which sold in March last year for about $2.9 million. So again, yes, there's a craze, there's a buzz around NFTs, but I want you guys to see this as what is the opportunity that lies behind NFTs? What are the utilities? What are the use cases? I don't have $2.9 million to buy a tweet right now. I might have that in a couple of months or years, maybe. Would I use 2.9 to buy a tweet? No, I'll tell you that. I wouldn't do that, right? but people are doing it, and at the end of the day, it's to show the appreciation of what we can use technology to do and how we can use technology for this. Coming back to Vault Hill and what we're doing as well, we're building an NFT marketplace, a human-centric market metaverse, where we're living by these 4 product ecosystems, right? So one, we're building a metaverse, which we're doing a public sale of our virtual land. I've spoken to a couple of you about that. And with our land sale, you get the HTC Vive glasses. It is our way of bringing adoption and innovation into the space. So people that don't understand anything about NFTs or virtual land as a use case can come into the space and understand. Number 2, we're building an NFT marketplace, which is your eBay for NFTs. So basically, Amazon, eBay, those are marketplaces where you trade, you want to buy a shirt, sneakers, and all of that stuff. Within the NFT world, you create an NFT marketplace to transact. This is built on a blockchain. We're building this on the Polygon blockchain, again, to reduce gas fees and make it accessible for a lot of people. And that is how we're going to transact using our marketplace within our ecosystem. Then we're looking at avatars as well. Your avatar is your digital passport within the metaverse. So again, for us, is how do you start looking at those fundamental blocks to bring you into the metaverse? And an important thing about avatars for us at Vault Hill is the controls, right? The number of use cases around various other metaverses of underage gambling, underage activities. And we're looking at a concept called self-sovereign identity to solve some of those challenges with avatars in our metaverse. Again, looking at control within the space. And the last is around XR consulting, which is a mix of virtual reality and augmented reality, in which we're looking to start solving these problems and enhancing human experiences. Next, exploring the utilities of NFTs. So here are 4 different types of utilities. One, tokenized blockchain assets. What does this mean? So when we talk about tokenized blockchain assets, these are minted NFTs in the standards I talked about earlier. They're verifiable, you have the ownership, they're immutable on the blockchain, and all of those benefits on the blockchain. The second is around exclusive membership. So there's a popular NFT project, a lot of you might know it, Bored Ape Yacht Club. You have those apes in your wallet, and you have exclusive access to a number of events, celebrities and all of that stuff. I think the floor price for that is, I can't remember, I know it's in the millions. So again, not as affordable as it was when it came out. The third is around royalties. So for artists, especially NFT artists, hybrid artists, you could actually mint NFTs, sell your artwork, and get royalties from your preceding sales. And then the last is around community rewards. A lot of projects are doing this in the crypto space. You buy an NFT, and you're able to get rewards from various things the communities are dropping. It could be a new skin for an avatar. It could be some crypto tokens. It could be anything within their ecosystem for rewards. Okay, and then we talk about utility. How do we introduce utility in a crowded market? Now, we've documented or we've itemized 6 different versions or flavors of that. And I'll talk to you a little bit about each of them. So one, we have staking NFTs. So staking is a concept whereby you give back to the original creators of the project your NFTs for a time period, and you're able to earn dividends and incentives over that period. So it's like buying shares in BNP Paribas and getting dividends, for example. So again, that is one aspect or use case of an NFT within this ecosystem. Another is around governance and voting. So I know a lot of you might have heard about something called DAO. So DAOs are your decentralized autonomous organizations. A lot of crypto projects are starting to spin up DAOs, and it's a form of being, I wouldn't call it a centralized government, but it's a form of controlling, it's a form of mediating in various projects. Now, various projects have various ways of implementing their DAOs. For us at Vault Hill, what we're looking to do is introduce something called voting rights. So the more tokens you hold with us, the more land you hold with us, you have more voting rights and voting powers. So that is one of the use cases of NFTs. The third is around certification and licensing. So looking at all the courses we take, if we go to university or colleges or institutions, there's a license, there's a certification. each of these certifications can be printed, so can be minted on the blockchain. And all I need to do to verify your credentials is actually go to the public blockchain, put in your transaction hash, and verify that your certificate or your license is authenticated. So rather than me saying, hey, I'm interviewing for a job application, I need to do a reference check. If I went to University of Bristol, for example, I need to write to them. That will take a couple of days. I need to pay for a check. It will cost me money. I need to wait for a return. It will take me time. All I need to do, once this utility is introduced, is just go search on a code that I give the employer and verify ultimately that the certificate is authenticated because it's on the blockchain. Another is around real estate, and we're selling this. Come talk to me after the show, after the speech, just behind the stage about real estate. So we're looking at virtual land as a digital and NFT asset. You could do anything in there apart from live in your virtual land, and anything. The limit of your imagination to what you want, the limitation in here is only your imagination. So you could build a gallery, you could create whatever you want in 3D, you could turn that into a virtual reality or augmented reality experience, and you could sell that. Now, the beauty of what we're doing with real estate at Vault Hill is we're containerizing NFTs. And what that means is up to a maximum of 20 NFTs, you could buy your land as an NFT, build a building on it as an NFT, associate 18 NFT images or assets on your land, on your building, and sell it as one transaction. So again, this is how we're looking at innovating the space of real estate within our metaverse. The next is around event access. So a lot of event companies now, a lot of event companies are looking at how they innovate the space of invites, right? So typically you buy a ticket, you get it in an email, and you have access to an event. A lot of companies are now doing something what they call the POAP. I can't remember what it stands for, but you attend an event and you get airdropped an NFT to show that you attended the event, and you can claim that POAP for monetary value or reward value at a later point in time. So NFTs are now starting to look at event companies are now starting to look at innovative ways around event access as we go along. And the last is around gaming. Gaming is big, especially blockchain gaming. You guys have heard about play to earn and all of this. You play a game, you win a skin, you win in-game assets, a sword, a knife, a gun, and you're able to sell this on the marketplace. So these 6 are how you introduce utilities. There are other ones out there. People are thinking of creative ways, economic ways of introducing utility in a crowded market. Let's not forget the environment, sustainability, and the impact. What does this all mean? Yes, we talk about the benefits, but hey, we need to talk about the impact of minting NFTs. There is a huge cost to the environment of minting NFTs. We all know this, right? And we need to address the elephant in the room. And for us at Vault Hill, we've just partnered with a UK company called Stability, where we're looking to track our carbon and also offset our carbon footprint when we transact in the metaverse. So for us, we're already thinking of the controls. We're thinking about how to make it eco-friendly, as well as still deliver returns on investments to our investors. And lastly, from a conclusion perspective, the future of NFT is promising. I was speaking to some gentlemen earlier on about getting involved. For us, it's not just buy any project. Get a wallet, understand how to get into Web3 first. Research, do your due diligence, make sure you're investing in projects that you could afford. Don't go borrow money, remortgage your house to buy an NFT because everyone is buying an NFT. No, don't do that, please. We also need to know about the technology comprehension around the standards. So we talked about ERC 721, ERC 115. They're introducing a new royalty standards for artists as well. I think that is ERC 1169, if I'm correct. But again, you need to understand the technological limitations, because one marketplace platform could only be minting on ERC 721, another platform can only be minting on 115 or both. So you need to understand that when you're choosing platforms for NFTs. And last but not least, associating values for NFTs. So again, like I talked about earlier, it is important to understand the value behind an NFT. Yes, they're digital images. I could take a picture of myself and say, hey, it's the first picture I took, buy this for $1 million. If you like me enough or you love me enough, you might buy that. But again, it's the value behind it. What do you get from having a picture of my face and owning it? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I'll leave you there. And thank you. Thank you for listening to me. And hopefully you've been educated about NFTs. And I'll take any questions because I still have a couple of minutes. So if anyone has any questions, please fire away. Got a gentleman there.
Hello.
Hi.
Do you think gas fee can become so low that it doesn't hinder NFT adoption?
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Do you think gas fee can become so low, maybe with the next iteration of Ethereum, that it doesn't hinder NFT adoption?
Good question. We've been waiting for this update to Ethereum. I think it's called I can't remember what it's called now, but we've been waiting for this iteration to Ethereum. We've waited for a couple of years now, and a lot of layer 2s have been building on it, on the Ethereum virtual machine, and there are a lot of layer 1s coming up, and then splashing a lot of money around grants for people to build. So I think to answer your question, I don't know about it. We need to talk to Vitalik, who is the founder of Ethereum. But what I'd say is, at the end of the day, it's the value you create behind your project. The technology, the blockchain is, I wouldn't call it secondary, but if you're selling a product to folks here, yes, they want to know about the technology, but they want to know about the value and the service you provide. So I think if folks focus on what they're building, how they're building, and the value associated to it, it makes a compelling narrative and story to buy people's products. Hope that answered your question. Any other questions?
Hi.
Hi.
So you've talked about value, but how hard is it to manage the community you're building around your metaverse?
It's tough, I kid you not. So for me, I've been in the corporate world for a number of years. I've worked with Barclays, Expedia, and traditional companies. You build a product and then you market your product. In the blockchain space, totally different. You start marketing products. You start marketing the product before you build product. And to answer your question, it is tough. I kid you not. Like, we have 4 people within the growth team: a social media manager, a content creator, a comm specialist, and a growth project manager. And you have various platforms. You have Discord, Telegram, Reddit, TikTok. It is hard. I kid you not. And I've said to the guys, as you develop, as you grow, you start to weed away some people that are just there for either the crypto coins or just the land sales, and you start to bring in people that want to progress with what you're building, right? So to answer your question, it's really hard, but it's important because marketing is key to the success of any company. I mean, and that's part of the reasons why we're here. Brand awareness and also education to say, hey, we're Voltail, we're doing something different, we're doing something special. If we did that back in London or Dubai or Nigeria where we're based, you wouldn't know about us, So for us, it's, hey, you come here, you talk about what you're doing, you add the value, you show people what you can do, what you could get, you educate them about the possibilities, the opportunities, and also the risk, But to answer your question, it is important and it's extremely hard and expensive. Any other question, guys? Oh, sorry, folks. Oh.
Hello, thank you for the show. You talked about the real estate NFTs.
Yes.
We see a lot of real estate NFTs, such as many metaverses, growing today. Do you think that there is enough space for all these metaverse? Or do you think that it will be 2 or 3 main metaverse, or many metaverse?
So they're going to be multiple metaverses, and I'll put this analogy back to social media. Back in the days, depending on your time, there was MySpace, High Five. High Five still send me an email every now and again saying log in. I don't know why. There's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's Snapchat, there's Instagram, TikTok. Hey, go on. But everyone has their own choice of platform. To answer your question, there will be many metaverses, And with us at Vault Hill, what we're doing differently is something called the Hill strategy, taken out of the name Vault Hill. But with the Hill strategy, we created a number of hills per district in our human-centric metaverse where we work with other metaverses. So we partner with a metaverse, a game metaverse called Black Eye Galaxy, and they're a space racing game. So we're creating a portal in our hills, so anyone that is in Vault Hill can actually port into that game, and vice versa. Well, not vice versa, from Vault Hill to their game. I don't know what they're doing in their space to create other metaverses, but we're looking to solve two problems with that. One is interoperability and portability. So again, associating ourselves with other metaverses, because it's a big ecosystem. You know, I'm not going to say everybody that's building a metaverse knows what they're building. Even Meta, Facebook, they've said it's going to take them 5 years to build this because they're watching. They're watching me, they're watching my peers, and they're seeing who's going to do this best and splash clash at them and say, hey, we're going to buy you guys. You've done this well. You know, so again, for us, it's now looking at it to say, hey, how do we add value? How do we increase potential business revenue? How do we also watch controls within the space? You know, how do we look at risk? How do we mitigate risk as well? And how do we create a safe environment for people to, you know, come in and experience?
Hi, thank you
Hi.
for your speech. What do you think about the fact that we first create the technology and then we have to think about use cases that are relevant? Sorry?
Sorry,
no.
2 seconds, 2 seconds back.
Sorry, I said, what do you think about the fact that we create the technology and then we have to think about use cases that are relevant? It has to be the other way around, right?
Oh, yes and no. Yes and no. Okay. Yes and no. We could debate this after. I'll tell you in the sense of yes. So what we're building is complex, right? Like, you don't know what you don't know until you're presented with something. Like, for example, I'm hungry, I go to a restaurant. I really don't like to make decisions when it comes to things like that. But at work, I'm sharp, I can make decisions. I don't know what I want to have for starters. You bring 3 things to me, I'm like, I'll pick this one or this one, right? So to answer your question in that sense, technology evolves, right? Different people are building different things, nanotechnology, robotics, you know, and it's all about there is always a problem to be solved, and technology plays a role in that. Now, how you use technology to solve that, question mark, right? And that's why I said no to it, because you never know what you don't know. But when you know something, i.e. a use case, so let's take real estate, for example, we know there's a use case there because people are looking for how to make passive income. People are looking for the next experiences that they can get. So yes, we could use technology to solve that. Tick. But the other part, question mark, we could talk about that after. Thank you. I have a minute and a bit. Any other questions? No? Okay. Thank you.